Hey guys, my name is Loveless, and we are back with this game. I could not stay away from it. I seem to be just doing like bundles. So it's like, hey, I can't stay away. This is like too good. Somehow I seem to like give myself a week off from this damn game somehow, yet I do that. It makes no sense. But it's like, whatever. Okay, so sitting up, my heart caught in my chest. I was back in my room. I was in the human world. How is that possible? Where's James? I jumped out of my bed and rushed to the door and pulled it open. James? I called out but hearing no response. I think I'm in a dream. I rushed out to the lobby looking around and seeing that it was still intact. The air felt familiar and real. I wasn't imagining things. I couldn't been. At the same time, I knew that I had been cursed. The curse hadn't been lifted, and I couldn't have been returned to the human world unless I died. Oh, shit. Was I dead? I didn't think of that. I knew I was going to die, but I didn't think I just died. I began to panic. What's going on? Diana? My heart stopped at the sound of Diana's voice, more from a moan than a reaction. Somehow it reached my ears. I turned to where the sound came from and realized that direction. The library? I rushed over to quickly push the door open and running inside. And I saw that made my heart tearing instantly into two. Oh no, I knew it. It was at the moment I heard a moan, and then I heard, oh, in the library, and then it was like, oh, it's a library, and it's like, no. My heart. Okay, so on the ground were Diana and James, both in demon form, embracing each other. James had his face buried into Diana's neck as she crawled at his back, arching against him and moaning into the air. This couldn't be real. This wasn't real. Is this like a possible future? Before I could scream, time seemed as frozen, causing the room and world around me to become still. I looked around, realizing that I couldn't move, and turned away from the sight.
Do you know why I am showing this to you, human?
Because Destiny Stone? Fuck you. I want to say that, but I'm not going to say that. That would just make the angel mad. I had to be calm. This was an illusion, a dream. The angel speaking to me made it perfectly clear.
This was the time when Maestro was destined to return to the Abyssal Plains. Isaiah would have convinced him to go home, and they would have consummated their engagement before returning to take their birthrights.
Yeah? No?
It is the truth. The only event that stopped it from happening was your voyeurism and intrusion.
Voyeurism? Oh, wow. What big words you use, you fucking bastard. I will not let him go.
How selfish. Humans are all selfish creatures. But that is to be expected when safety is handed to them on a silver platter.
The angel was toying with me, and I despite hearing every word it spoke. I turned back to focus my attention on James, knowing that this was a fake and remembering the real scenario.
Do you understand the full consequences of your actions?
I regret nothing. Wow. Upon my words, the room went dark and began to reek of blood. I started to gag and cover my mouth. Nose of horrid smell. What was happening now? Where'd the angels take me? Oh, that's Diana. I followed Diana's voice, and the crack light slightly open revealed her face painted in worry and concern. Upon opening the door, her expression shifted from concern to absolute broken shock. From the light at the door, I was able to finally realize that the room was blood covered every surface, gore decorated every inch, and I standing a couple feet from the center where three objects laid. Oh, it's her whole family that's been killed. Barely coated in blood at the center was two broken adults, size crowns and a small crown, largely barely enough to fit a newborn's head. Diana's eyes darted throughout the room beyond in disbelief and utmost horror. She barely forced herself to step into the room, dropping to her knees in front of the items and bringing them to her chest.
No! No!
My heart broke at the sight of Diana, tears streaming down her face as she clenched the crowns against her chest.
Your selfishness cost a kingdom their beloved rulers, and a daughter her only family.
Oh, yeah. But if they would actually dealt with the bastard that he was already fucking crazy, like, that's just ridiculous. Like, she didn't cause that. It was the fucking demon king or whatever, lord, whatever, piece of shit. I couldn't say anything. I wanted to fight back and shout that I still didn't regret taking James away, but seeing Diana completely broken, silent, any will to speak.
I see that you're beginning to understand.
Stay silent. What's done is done. To be honest, what's done is done. That's what Diana said. I remember Diana's voice. Hey! I remember Diana's voice echoing in my memory that she had moved on and was building a rebellion to eradicate the demon lord. As a terror as this is inciting incident that gave Diana the motivation to destroy the demon lord. I looked away from Diana, no longer wanting to see her grieve, and glared into the ceiling. The past cannot be changed.
The past is a reminder of our mistakes.
The past is a memory to look back upon, not to bury yourself within. Before my eyes, the room vanished. Once again, I found myself surrounded by flames. What the?
Burn everything to the ground!
I looked around, trying to find the source of the direction of the voice. This was the illusion, but the heat from the flames seemed too real to ignore or shake off.
This was the last thing many lives were forced to see before dying at the hands of a madman demon lord.
Oh, yeah. Stop it! I gripped my head, shutting my eyes tight, and I didn't want to see anymore. I didn't want to be here any longer. This angel was torture. The angel's torture was truly unbearable.
Do you not see the price of your selfishness? You are the sole reason why millions of lives have been lost. You are the sole reason why an entire world is burning.
No, it's only because of one person and his madness. He couldn't actually take any type of change or coping. And also, James will be just as bad as the future.
Your love causes death. Your love will do nothing but bring you pain and suffering for all of eternity. Every minute you hold on to this false hope is another child dying, another kingdom falling, another battle waged.
Yeah, but if you kill it at source, then hey, it's gone.
Give him up.
No. All at once, my head became filled with the cries and screams of the people, and I don't know of pain from women, men, children echoed into my mind. I gripped at my head, wanting it to stop. The heat around me was unbearable. I could barely stand it. I love him. No, I said I love him. No. I'm not supposed to give up. No, I love him. No, this wasn't happening. I need to get out of here. I shouted at the skies, knowing the angel would hear. However, I rushed forward to the flames surrounding me, hoping to break free somehow. What I managed was to do is break into some sort of glass wall and destroy the world around me.
Love!
Hey! I fell to the floor, surrounded by shattered glass, shaking my head, and I quickly looked up, recognized the sights before me from a nightmare. James was bolted to the wall with a burnt cross over his head. A white, damn, that was the future. An uncaring bubble danced across his new scar and close figures towards their head towards me. I didn't have time to know what they were angels. From what I knew, they had holy magic, and that's disabled demon magic. So fighting with any form of magic I knew was not a good idea. However, I was human. I was pure physical force. So, fight back, summon your spear, and let's dance. I quickly jumped up into a squared off, ready to take my husband's captures. Hell yeah! In an act of superior rage, James' body began to glow in immense gold color. The light flickering in his body felt like a raging flame.
Enough!
Nice. Hey! Get it. Okay, within the matter of seconds, light suddenly engulfed the room, blinding everyone. I covered my eyes with my arms and trying to block the light to no avail. As it finally faded, I looked up to see James's demon form with eyes fully gold and glossed in gold.
This ends now!
Is he actually powerful enough to break it himself? Ow! Jesus. What the hell? I swear to God, I felt that through the floor. My God. Okay, so the cloak figure conquered chains in their hands, but not fast enough to avoid James's form, familiar looking gold pistol in his hand, shooting down at his attackers. What shocked me is how they fell. Damn, holy shit! Okay, instead of falling to the ground, a bullet ripped through their cloaks and the fabric burnt away to ashes, vanishing into the air as if it's blown away by wind.
Filthy demon! Your acts shall not go unpunished!
Send every angel in heaven at me! I will not let you touch her again!
Oh, wow. Oh. Taking the chance, I rushed over to James, wrapping my arms around him at last. My body felt at ease holding him around me. His free arms around my waist held me close. I felt the power radiating off his skin, tickling my nerves. A large gold pentagram appeared at our feet. The third cloaked began to step up from the far end of the room, stepping over the glass I had broken through the fallen on. James tightened his grip around me and aimed at the figure.
You cannot escape your destiny.
As it finished, James fired the last final shot at the angel. The bullet ripped through the cloak, but the figure did not die like the other companions, but James didn't seem to care.
That was your one warning.
We do not fear you.
You should. Especially if his future was what it was.
Come
Is
after
that he
her
would
again
actually be
and I will
worse than his
teach you the
father.
meaning of fear.
Oh, shit. With an angry snarl that reverberated through the room, the cloaked figure began to bend forward towards us, showing its veiny hands. From its back spurred two large and proud white wings riddled with hundreds of gorgeous placed feathers. Generously. However, before the angel could lunge at us, we sank into the ground at last, escaping into the darkness. James gripped me tightly as I led onto him, guiding him through the void we were in. Into the darkness, we both sank. I shut my eyes, scared of where we were going, but knowing that everything was alright now, that James was with me and I was safe in his arms. When we finally came out of the darkness, we sat in the middle of the war room. Everyone seemed to gathered.
Whoa!
Oh, hi Sam.
Hey, what the hell? Oh my god, you're alright.
James and I looked around, seeing the shocked expressions faced of the rebels' leaders, the Incubi brothers and their wives. However, looking to Diana, her face instantly melted to surprise to anger. Oh, she slapped me because I took Seto away. Yeah, I remember this. Makes sense.
Hey! Do you both realize how long you have been missing?
Oh. No?
2 days.
Do you realize how many assets we have spent in preparing to find you both?
Oh, really? She's gonna hit me again. Don't you dare do it.
Do not apologize! I don't want to hear it!
Yeah. She was like surprised to anger. Damn! Okay, Diana turned to walk back to her spot, crossing her arms and curling her shoulders over herself.
If you two had died, this war would have been for nothing.
Yeah. I frowned, understanding what she meant. Because of us, the war happened, so we have to take responsibility. However, now is not the time to get angry. Diana, we're back now. That's all that matters. Once again, silence took control over the air. Diana had took a deep breath and let it out a sigh, relaxing at last. The last thing I wanted was Diana to explode about this.
Were they angels?
Yes.
Did you kill them to escape?
Yes.
2 of them.
Diana turned her head and looked to James in slight surprise.
You realize that killing angels of heaven will put a bounty on your head, correct?
Oh. Okay. I silently gulped, remembering the angel swearing to punish James for what he did. James didn't seem fazed, and he wrapped his arms around me.
Let them come. I will not let them hurt her again.
My cheeks warmed a bit. Jesus. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Okay, I looked at James, seeing him smile lovingly at me. I smiled back, seeing a deep and pure emotion he felt forming within his eyes. He would protect me with all his might, and I would for him as long as I could. I was surprised that she didn't hit me because Seto was gone. Oh, Seto was gone for 2 days. Seto should be back. Hell yeah. Okay, with a sigh, Diana rubbed her temples and turned around, glaring at me and James. Her look would kill, but I knew that beneath her anger, she was relieved to see us. In a strange way, I could see amusement behind her hard glare.
Well, now that everyone is accounted for, we are set. We are ready to march on to the Demon Lord's castle and end this once and for all. Are you two prepared?
Oh, sure. The realization of the date hit me. We've been missing for 2 days. Oh, shit, yeah. 5, 2 more days. That makes 7. Oh, shit, it's been a week. Okay, so we were on the evening away from heading out of the final battle. Fear quaked my cold for the moment, but embraced it with James shook it away.
We leave in the morning?
That's the plan. Get some rest, you two. You both need it.
Okay. Without letting anyone interfere or interrupt her, Diana turned and left the room. I smiled a bit, knowing that deep in her heart she cared about us. The other rebellions left as well, most likely preparing themselves.
Dude, what's on your chest?
Oh, a scar. Sam pointed at the cross on James' chest, making it. I bit my lips and waved his hand dismissively.
A battle scar, nothing more.
Yeah, now it is. But it's actually, ain't that supposed to be like a, not a curse? A mark? It's a brand. There we go.
A scar that still needs to be examined.
Eric walked over and Damien, both demons, began to investigate.
Alright. Love, you can go back to the room if you want. I'll be there shortly.
Yeah, okay. I nodded, suddenly feeling exhaustion hit me hard. I yawned and waved at the others before walking out the room, making my way towards our bed. I began heading to the room, ready to see what's going to happen for tomorrow. Everything would be decided
You
then.
cruel, selfish bastard!
No. Damn it. I messed up so bad. I messed up so bad. See, this is the whole reason why I decided to make those 2 files. Oh, no. Settle. Oh, why was Diana there, though? Who would be yelling at? I peeked inside of Diana, staring into the darkness with her arm crossed tightly around her chest, and squinted, trying to see and glaring at, and I silently gasped, Seto. Seto was kneeling in the darkness, dark before his mistress, his head bowed in shame. When did he return? More than why was he keeping his head down? Was he not successful?
Where in the 7 planes of hell have you been, Zero?
My lady,
You left the castle with no notification or warning, and you activated your damn holy magic to deny me the right to summon you to my side. How dare you!
Oh.
If you would let me...
And now you suddenly waltz back into the castle with a smile on your face as if you had gone out and killed the Demon Lord himself. Explain yourself!
Oh. I think I made a mistake. I think I made a mistake.
My lady, I was on a personal quest. I had to retrieve something I believed to be important, and
You placed this quest over your duty to me?
Oof.
only this once, my lady. It needed to be done immediately, and I greatly apologize for doing so, but I promise my journey bore results.
Do you not realize how worried you made me? I have barely rested these past 3 nights because of you.
Jesus. Oh my god, I kind of want to go back. I want to go back. I messed up. That's the whole reason why I saved.
My lady, I'm deeply sorry.
You gonna hit him?
Sorry doesn't make this better. What if you were killed? What if I was killed? You are supposed to be by my side at all times. You broke the vow that you made not only to me, but to my family, that you would stay with me and protect me.
I didn't know you made a vow.
My lady, please!
Enough! I've heard enough!
Okay, Diana stepped away and Seto clenched his arm. More rogue tears began to allow. Sibling lifted his shocked face and back instead of...
You are dismissed. You are no longer permitted to be in the same room as me until further notice.
My lady.
I said you are dismissed, Cyril.
Isair,
Oh shit.
You do not have permission to use my...
All of a sudden, Seto lunged towards and wrapped his arms over Diana's arms and chest, hugging her to his body tightly, and she released a tearful gasp in surprise. Seto buried his face into her shoulder as Diana wide-eyed at the wall ahead of me. Diana froze in his arms. Seto clutched her body to his, locked it against her.
do not send me away from you. I broke my vow, yes, but I did it for a reason. I cannot bear the thought of being separated from you. Not after what I have discovered.
Really? What have you discovered? I stared, feeling my heart wrench as looking at a romantic drama where the two leads are going to either break up or confess their loves to each other. Yeah, that's how I feel too. The air was tense, full of both anticipation and fear. Diana remained frozen in Seto's arms and lifted his head against it, gently relaxed his embrace around her.
Isair, I've brought you something.
You...
Is it the bro?
What?
Really? You found it? Okay, Diana finally began to move, slowly turning around Seto's arms to look up him into confusion. Okay, into confusion. into... Okay, so Seto found, seeing her tearfully red face, gently brought a hand up to her cheek and generally wiped the tears from Diana's eyes with the back of his hand and before cupping her face. Diana didn't let him in, but she didn't object to it.
I brought you something very important. It may not seem important to this war, but it's important to me.
Did he find the rose? My heart caught itself in my throat. Okay, did he? Seto released Diana's grab before waving his hands in between their faces. A black and purple mist formed into the air, lifting up something small. As it finally materialized, Diana gasped and I silently echoed in her reaction. In the air floated a beautiful golden rose in the dark green, thornless stem. It had been mostly blossomed, showing its beautiful petals, and glowed softly between Seto and Diana. It slowly turned into the air, showing Diana all of its magnificence.
The golden rose. A symbol and proof of my love for you, Isair. I've wanted to retrieve it for you for the longest time, and now I finally have.
I was so worried that he didn't do it. Because, like, he had to at least had the rose with him in order to prove that why he was gone.
Cyril.
I love you so much. You have given my life so much meaning, and I have sworn my life to protecting you. Isaiah, you are the most precious and the most beautiful woman to ever grace the 5 worlds, and being with you every day fills me with such joy. If this is what it takes to prove my love for you, then I will happily give you thousands of golden roses for as long as I have breath. But please, know now that my feelings for you are pure and true.
I felt like crying and watching the scene unfold. I am such a snooper. Okay, the rose slowly lowered and floated between their chests. It patiently waited for something to happen.
You are my everything. My moon, my stars, my world. Please, Isaiah, do not send me away from you.
Cyril. You idiot.
Yeah, but she's like happy tears. That's what it sounds like to me. Oh.
Insult me all you like. I deserve it for leaving your side. However, now that I've proven my love to you, I must know the truth.
Do you love me?
Do you love me?
Yes! Yes! Come on, Diana, say yes! Diana looked up at Seto with her smile grew ever so slightly. Something about Diana changed and looked up at him. His eyes seemed to be lighter and her eyes seemed to be lighter and full of joy. My heart melted at the way that they looked at each other. Seto watched Diana curiously, and Diana gazed at Seto in warm elation. Diana lifted her hand to the rose and gently cupped it underneath the petals, making Seto look down and gasp. In Diana's hand, the rose fully bloomed, revealing the innermost gold, almost white petals. Oh my god! Seto looked back at Diana, seeing her cry joyful tears, silently back tears of his own.
I do, Cyril. More than you could ever know. I was just...
Oh my goodness, it's true love. Seto gently shushed her, cupping her cheek and gently wiping the tears away with his thumb. For the first time, at least for what I've seen, Diana nuzzled his hand and closed her eyes. She looked so innocent and pure with Seto now. Was this the real Diana? Hell yeah, it is!
Whatever fear you had, let it go. I swear to never hurt you and to love you until time stands still.
Oh, that's beyond forever. Oh. I stared teary-eyed as Sarah gently took the rose between them and placed it in Diana's hair behind her ear. Diana waited until he was finished before reaching up and wrapping her arms around his neck.
I love you too, Cyril.
Oh. At least Seto wrapped his arms around Diana at last. Oh my goodness. They're so cute. Okay, yeah, they're kissing and making out, but leave. GTFO. Let them have their privacy, you stalker. Leave them alone. They need their privacy. Who knows where the kissing was going anywhere. I smiled joyfully at what happened between them before turning on my heels and beginning to walk towards my room. I did the right thing. Yay. I was really hoping I did the right thing. Yay, I don't gotta go back. Woohoo. Okay, so I finally returned to my room, flopped onto the bed, letting out the events of the time of the basal plains replay in my mind. I was trapped here, hunted by angels, soon enough about to march into battle, get to Demon Lord for my freedom. The more I thought about it, the more surreal the feeling became, and I was in the room in the powerful Adasteri face to face and set myself free with the curse that he brought upon me. Added that I was captured by angels, almost killed by them at the time that I spent away from the human world, very wild. It felt like a dream, but I knew that it couldn't have been one. This was too vivid, too real to be close to a dream. As Jane entered the room, I smiled and stood, walking over and wrapped my arms around as he entered my embrace.
God, I was so worried about you.
And I was worried about you. We held each other locked in silence, unable to say anything more. We had been heavy predicament, and we escaped. Sure, we probably were probably branded now, but we escaped nonetheless. All we can do in the moment was hold each other and listen to synchronized heartbeats. As the thoughts of tomorrow danced in my head, I began to fear even more. Was I ready to go into battle? Was James? Were there any of us, for that matter? Where would I walk into the battle on the world? Will we survive? Will I live to see James afterwards, to feel his embrace again? Tomorrow brought too many questions to think I can become frustrated and scared. Make love to James. Duh. This is like, hey, in case we die sex. And I'm going to pause. Because it's been like 30 minutes and I need a pause. Hey. Because like I'm pretty sure that after like about like probably like 6 or so things that I need to read, then it's going to be nighttime, then wartime. So I'm going to just stop here. So. And also, yeah. It's like, yeah, it's a good time to like knock off. So, hey. Alright, so if you want to see more about us going to war and all that good stuff, you know what to do. Bye.